Hello everybody, I'm BC Begley, and these are your news headlines for November the 18th of 2022. Bearish bets are starting to build in the stock market. The stock market is actually up this month, but bearish bets are starting to build fast. A measure of sentiment from the options markets showed that bets on falling stock prices have sharply outpaced those expecting prices to rise. 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck heading into the peak shopping season. With persistent inflation eroding wage gains, more Americans are struggling financially just as the peak shopping season kicks into high gear. House Democrats rally behind New Yorker Jeffries to succeed Pelosi as leader. House Democrats quickly coalesced behind Brooklyn native Hakeem Jeffries as their next leader to succeed Speaker Nancy Pelosi after she announced on Thursday that she's stepping down from House leadership. GOP turns focus to Hunter Biden business dealings after winning the House. House Republicans, fresh off securing a majority, immediately turned their attention to probes into the foreign business dealings of President Joe Biden's son Hunter Biden and his brother James Biden. FBI director is very concerned about Chinese police stations in the United States. The United States is deeply concerned about the Chinese government setting up unauthorized police stations in U.S. cities to possibly pursue influence operations, FBI Director Christopher Wray told lawmakers on Thursday. A man was found guilty of tattooing a minor in a McDonald's dining room. A South Carolina man has pleaded guilty to charges that he gave a minor a tattoo while seated at a table in the dining room of a McDonald's restaurant, according to court records. The White House studies blocking sun to stop climate change. On October the 13th, the White House announced it was funding a 5-year research plan into one of the most controversial proposals for fighting climate change out there, geoengineering, or the technologies and innovations that could be used to artificially modify the Earth's climate. 5 aircraft carriers set to operate together in Europe for NATO exercise. The United States aircraft carriers USS George H.W. Bush and USS Gerald R. Ford will exercise with aircraft carriers from France, Italy, and the United Kingdom as part of a joint operation across Europe that is meant to show NATO's strength, the Pentagon announced on Thursday. Probe of Baltimore Archdiocese finds over 600 clergy sex abuse victims. An investigation by Maryland's Attorney General identified 158 Roman Catholic priests in the Archdiocese of Baltimore who have been accused of sexually and physically abusing more than 600 victims over the past 80 years, according to court records which were filed on Thursday. A quarter of Americans at risk of winter power blackouts and grid emergencies. Large swaths of North America may face blackouts and other energy emergencies during bouts of extreme cold this winter as coal and natural gas supplies tighten, according to a United States regulatory agency. North Korea test launches ballistic missile capable of striking anywhere in the United States. North Korea test launched an intercontinental ballistic missile, or an ICBM, which is capable of carrying a nuclear warhead with a range that could strike anywhere across the United States' mainland, defense officials said on Friday. The Biden administration requests immunity for Saudi crown prince in Khashoggi killing. The Biden administration declared on Thursday night the official standing of Saudi Arabia's crown prince should grant him immunity in lawsuits for his alleged role in the brutal killing of a United States-based journalist. Explosive traces were found at Nord Stream pipeline. They indicate gross sabotage, Sweden says. The blast at the Nord Stream pipeline back in September were caused by an act of sabotage, Swedish prosecutors said Friday, after evidence of explosives was discovered at the sites by investigators. Driver in wrong-way Whittier crash released hours after arrest after allegedly slamming into sheriff's recruits. California police officials have released the wrong-way driver accused of plowing his SUV into a group of police recruits and staff earlier this week, citing the extreme complexity of the ongoing case. Democrat Frisch concedes to Republican Lauren Boebert, in close U.S. House race in Colorado. Democrat Adam Frisch announced in a live Facebook speech that he called GOP Representative Lauren Boebert and conceded in Colorado's 3rd congressional district race. Children's hospitals call on President Biden to declare emergency in response to unprecedented RSV surge. Doctors are calling on the Biden administration to declare an emergency in response to an alarming surge of children hospitalized with respiratory syncytial virus and flu this season. Attorney General Merrick Garland named special counsel in Justice Department's Trump probes. Former President Donald Trump will be subject to a second special counsel investigation, this one focused on his handling of classified documents found at his Mar-a-Lago home and key aspects of the investigation into his role in the January 6th protest on the Capitol, a senior Justice Department official told news reporters on Friday. A man who threatened to crash plane into Walmart dies in prison while awaiting trial. An airport worker who flew a stolen twin-engine plane erratically over North Mississippi for hours and threatened to crash it into a Walmart store has died in federal prison while awaiting trial, federal authorities said on Wednesday. Phoenix police identify family of 5 found dead in home. A Phoenix, Arizona family of 5 that was found dead in their home Wednesday has been identified, and now the incident is being investigated as a homicide. Guys, all the links for the articles that I covered in this video can be found in the description. Also, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And you can find me on my website at bcbegley.com all weekend long for even more updates. And I'll see you guys again on Monday for more news headlines.